Hi friends, my name is Steven with Leviathan Snakes, and for this week's video, we are going to be talking about the snakes that we picked up at last weekend's Show Me Snake Show in Grovetown, Georgia. It was so much fun, awesome experience. We actually have lots of stories from this, but specifically, we're going to be talking about our pickup, so stay tuned.
So we went to Grovetown with the intention to sell, not to buy. Even on the way to the convention Saturday morning, Steven goes, "It's so weird, we're going to this expo and I haven't even thought about what I might want to buy. I haven't thought about buying at all." And I said, "That's because we're not buying, we're selling."
Obviously we have a problem because we end up leaving with 4. And each of the stories are a little bit different on them. They all kind of like fit in, but the last one I'm going to tell you about, really cool, really funny, and I almost got murdered during it.
So the first one we got, I was walking around kind of before the show opened and I saw that Babu had some breeder females out in deli cups, and there was an Inchi female. We had just sold our breeder size pastel girl, and I like Inchi a lot. I love Inchi, so I was thinking, man, that's a good pickup. But our buddy Troy was literally staring at the snake and texting. I was like, "Oh, you gonna buy her?" And he's like, "I'm texting Babu about her now." Or I'm texting Bob about her now. So I was like, dang it. So I walk back over to the table and I tell Steven, I was like, "Troy beat me to an Inchi breeder female. She's really pretty, I like her, but there's another one over at Dreamweaver for like $200 more. You wanna go check it out?"
So I go over there, and I see that there is lots of different animals that are available. And I notice that there's a breeder size Inchi female and that Troy isn't nearby. So I assumed that Troy had bought this girl already and that they like had another one or something. Like, oh, that's awesome. So I'm like, I'll take it. And then Troy's like right there, he's like, "Wait, I wanted that one." So then we're lucky, but we end up getting her. And we're lucky that they had a separate Inchi female because he was able to get one, we were able to get one. Super cool. So that was our very first pickup.
And Steven was like, "There's also a really nice granite hidden gene Woma breeder size female as well for the same price." And I was like, "Where's she?" He's like, "Can I get it?"
And we had just seen some images of a hidden gene Woma granite freeway that looked freaking incredible. Even though it's not our snake and whatnot, I'll link to it in the description below. So that way you guys can go check it out. Beautiful snake on Morph Market.
I mean, they were a very good deal. So I do not regret that pickup at all. Those are gonna be awesome. They look like they have laid this past year, so we won't be breeding them until this coming season.
Our next pickup we were selling some animals, we were doing really good, we were super excited when somebody wanted to buy our banana clown female that we had available. And they going through negotiation, first they offer like their opening offer that was a little bit too low for us. So they offered to throw in a visual pied female hatchling that they had in order to kind of like sweeten the deal.
And we don't have a single pied in our rack, so we are in pied now.
The very beginning of the show, Dreamweaver's there and they have this beautiful super asphalt female on their display, and she's pricey. She's a good deal, especially compared to Morph Market, but she's pricey. And we have been wanting a super asphalt for a really long time, but we couldn't find a super asphalt male. That's specifically what we were looking for. So eventually, when we kind of like gave up of trying to find a super asphalt male, Courtney got this absolutely incredible snake from Josh and Jackie at the Ball Python Shed. And he is a female maker banana, Orange Dream Inchi, guaranteed asphalt because he was produced from a super asphalt. So we got him as like our breeder male, or not a breeder male, but he will be our breeder male once he's big enough for our freeway project. But we see this super asphalt girl, and we've been wanting a super asphalt for a while, and we're talking about it the whole time. So Troy's talking to Michael over there at Dreamweaver, and he's telling them about how like we're wanting the super asphalt girl. And we get talking, and he's saying like, "Hey, if you want her, we'll give you an amazing deal. It's a great deal. But the problem is we are doing really, really well at the show. We really need a ARS 5540 because we're using like our DIY rack still on like some of our like overflow and our quarantine. So we really, really want to get an ARS 5540. And we were making enough money at the show that we could pretty much pay for an ARS outright.
He and Steven talked, and Steven came back and said, oh, this is the price listed on it. It's way under what's on Morph Market. Should I get it? And I basically said, this is what I want to spend on this, like an ARS rack. If you can get him to say yes to this amount, we can do it. But it's a lot lower. It's lower than what he's asking for.
We go up and we make a counter offer to Michael, who doesn't accept it, which is perfectly fine and all that stuff. But we're like, okay, like that's kind of a good thing. We probably shouldn't get her because we really do need this ARS 5540 and we'll be perfect on it. So we're going through the show, we're meeting up, and I meet up with him and I'm talking to him. He's like, hey, have you given any thought to it? And I'm just like, oh, we really need this ARS 5540. Like Courtney says that I can get like either the Super Asphalt Girl or the ARS 5540. And he is like, nah, don't get the ARS 5540, go with her. And like, really wanted that girl. She was super freaking cool, but we really needed, for the infrastructure, ARS 5540. And I'm just like, oh, we'll think about it. We'll talk at the end of the show.
So at the end of the show, I'm just sitting down because it's been a very long weekend. Everyone's packing up, everyone's getting stuff. And Michael walks over to me and sets the Super Inchi in my hands. Did I say Inchi again?
That's all right. I already have an idea what I'm looking for.
Is they gonna say you dumb?
So end of the show comes up, we're packing up. We're putting all of our, the few snakes that we have left away, getting all the display cases put away. When Michael comes up to our table and he hands Courtney the Super Asphalt Girl. And I'm just like, oh, like he's just wanting to show and like that way we can see her and handle her. And he's like, your husband surprised you and got you this snake.
And he's sitting over there like, I did not. No, I didn't. No, it wasn't me.
Courtney turns to me and she looks like she is going to murder me.
Michael was like, you've already got the DIY racks. You can't DIY a Super Asphalt for a couple of years.
Michael, you about freaking got me killed.
Anyway, so we named her Eris after the ARS rack that she's replacing.
Oh yeah, we got mice too. We didn't even just pick up snakes. We got some freaking beautiful mice from H&M Exotics.
Oh, and by the way, this is, I don't know why, but this is Charcoal. He's a new little boy. We started a couple more mouse colonies because we had so many hatchlings to feed, and then we sold all our hatchlings. So if anyone needs any mice, I got a lot. We're gonna be eating mice for days. Mice for dinner.